Hello grade 4 learners, how are you? In this video we are going to learn a new lesson which is about fractions. So what's a fraction? When an object is divided into a number of equal parts, then each part is called a fraction. So if you look at this first picture, here we have 4 bars of chocolate. So each bar, it's actually 1 out of 4 bars, right? So in this lesson, we are going to learn what's the meaning of a fraction. If you look here at this figure, here you have a star. The star, it's half colored. So we say that we have only one part out of 2 because if you look at this star, it's actually divided into 2 parts. So the colored part, it represents one part out of 2. So the fraction, first of all, it consists of a top number and a bottom number, and they are separated by a line. This line we call it line of fraction. The top number starting from now on we call it a numerator, and the bottom number we call it a denominator. So the numerator and the denominator, they are separated by a line of fraction. But what does the numerator represent and what does the denominator represent? It's very easy. When I say, for example, I ate one piece of pizza out of 6. So 1, it represents a part of a set. And the 6 pieces, they represent the whole part. So when I say, for example, 1 piece out of 6, so 1 is the numerator, which is the top number, and 6 is the denominator, which is the bottom number. So 1, which is the numerator, it represents the part. So the numerator, it represents a part of a set, and the denominator, it represents the whole parts. So let us look at this example. We made 6 cookies. 1 is peanut butter and 5 are chocolate chip. How would you write the number of peanut butter cookies as a fraction? So I have only 1 cookie out of 6, which is peanut. So 1 out of 6. Instead of writing 1 out of 6, we put it 1 over 6. So 1 is the numerator, which is the part of all the cookies, and 6 represents the whole cookies, which is 6. Let us take another example. I ordered 1 whole pizza. It was cut into 8 slices. I ate 2 slices out of 8. So it represents 2 out of 8 slices. So 2 is the part of the pizza that I ate, and 8, it's the whole number of slices. So 2 out of 8. You can represent fractions in many diagrams. We already talked about cookies, we talked about pizza, and now we're talking about a part of a rectangle. So look at this rectangle, ABCD. We cut it into 2 parts, 2 equal parts. The parts should be equal. So we colored one part in red and the other in blue. So we say 1 out of 2 parts is red, and 1 out of 2 parts, it's blue. So we say 1/2. It's 1/2. So 1 over 2, we write it in word form as 1/2 the rectangle. So don't forget, 1 over 2, it's 1/2. Look at the second diagram. We also have a rectangle which is ABCD, but this time we divided the rectangle into 3 equal parts. We colored one part in yellow and 2 parts in blue. So the parts that are colored in yellow are 1 over 3. So only one part out of 3 are colored in yellow. So 1 over 3, starting from now on, it's 1/3. So till now we have learned that 1 over 2, it's 1/2, and 1 over 3, it's 1/3. Look at the third diagram. We also have a rectangle, but this time we divided the rectangle into 4 parts. We colored only one part in green, so we say 1 out of 4 parts is colored in green. So it's 1/4. 1/4. Okay? So you have to memorize them very well. 1/2, it's 1/2. 1/3, it's 1/3. And 1/4, it's 1/4. Look at this circle. We colored 2 parts in purple. So 2 parts out of 3 are colored in purple. So we say it as 2/3. 2/3. In the second diagram, we have a square. We divided it into 4 equal parts, and we colored 3 out of these 4 parts in yellow. So they represent 3/4. 3/4, or 3/4. In the third diagram, we have 6 equal parts. We colored 5 out of 6 in gray. So we say 5/6. 5/6. So if you look at this diagram, here we have 4 equal parts. We colored 2 out of 4 in red. So we say 2/4. 2/4 or 2/4. Now the last diagram, we have 8 equal parts. You can count them very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So 8 equal parts, and we only colored 3 out of 8 in blue. So this is 3/8. So as you can see, every time the denominator, for example, if we have 8, we add THS at the end. 4 in the denominator, it's fourths, so we added THS. 6 becomes sixths, so we added THS at the end. So any fraction, like for example, if we have 7/12, we say 7/12. Okay? So I wish that this is very clear for you. Now let us try first to represent the colored part or the shaded area as a fraction. So the first thing you have to do is to count how many equal parts do we have. Then you represent the colored part. So here in the first one we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the whole part is 6, but only colored 4 out of 6. Okay, let me do the second one also for you. We have only 1 colored part out of 3. I'm not going to continue the whole exercise. I advise you to pause the video, try to solve them by your own. And of course, in our live session, we're going to solve them all. So keep them to our live session. Now, in the second question, we already have the fraction and you have to shade the figure. So here we have to color only 1 out of 4. So I'm just going to color 1 part. Okay, 1 part out of 4. Also, I'm not going to solve them all. I advise you to pause the video, color them by your own, screenshot this part, and then when we solve them in the live session, try to answer them to take bonus. Okay? Now, here we have to write each fraction in words. I told you have to memorize the only 3 of them, and the others you know how to write them in word form because I told you how to do this. So let me just do the first one for you. Pause the video, solve them by your own, and when we do our live session, try to answer them. So the first one, it's 1/2. I told you you have to study it, that it's 1/2. Okay, so I just did the first one for you and try to do the rest by your own. Also here in this question, we have a table. We have the fraction 7/8. The numerator is 7 and the denominator is 8. Now write as in fraction 2/3, it's 2/3. Guys, don't forget to pause the video, solve them by your own, screenshot the answer, and keep them for our live session. Now, here we come to the last part, which is fraction of a number. To calculate a fraction of a number, you have, for example, what's 1 over 6 of 12? It's very easy. You just divide 12 by 6, then multiply it by 1. It's very easy. So if you have 1 over 6 of 12, you divide 12 by 6. What's 12 by 6? What's 12 divided by 6? True, it's 2. Now 2 times 1. So here you divide, here you multiply. 2 times 1, it's 2. So you can calculate any fraction of a number. Suppose, for example, we have 3 over 5 of 15. You divide 15 by 5, which is 3. Then you multiply the answer by 3, so we get 9. So easy steps. And that was everything in our video. If you have any question, don't forget that we have our live sessions, so keep them until we do our live sessions.